Okay, good evening, everyone. How are you all? Shall we start? Am I audible? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, we can start, isn't it? Okay, thank you so much for joining today. Okay, let me share something. Okay, we shall relate it to your what? The presentation that you need for your second CAs, second CA. Okay, the first session that I'm going to share. Okay, no problem. Okay, we will start. Okay, I have prepared actually the three different presentations. Maximum, I will try to cover them all in this session. We are meeting. I think this is the third session. I am meeting you all in this the interactive learning session. I am going to share the slides which are important for you to complete your second CA, which is what your oral presentation. Oral presentation. Okay, the first topic that I am going to share with you is practice in different settings. Practice in different settings. What does it mean? Practice and settings. Practice and settings. Practice here means that the what we are going to do in the field, isn't it? Okay. If you have prepared any programs, you are going to do that with young people, then in which setting that you are going to implement them. Okay, that is the topic that we are going to discuss today. Okay, actually, then this topic is all about the practices of youth work at different levels. At different levels. As I mentioned to you, we are going to practice what the youth work, okay, in which field, in which setting that we are going to play that. Okay, it will answer the question. Once you finish this lesson, then you will get an answer to the question of why we should be youth workers. Why we should be youth workers. This chapter has two parts, important two parts, including the theories on understanding communities' behavior. Communities' behavior. Here we are going to discuss certain theories, okay, that you need to implement when you are working with young people. Okay, the first important thing that I should stress here is that your experience is vital. Okay, in the field. If you have any kind of experiences working with young people, maybe then you can share with me. And also the practical scenarios that you have encountered are what? The important thing that you should bring in. Okay. Be ready to be a planning managers for youth work. Okay. Maybe you can write down these questions. Okay. At the end of the session, you should find the answers for all these questions. Okay. Maybe I can give you 1 minute. Quickly, maybe you can jot down the questions. Okay, also then if you have books with you, you can find these question in your module, According to my remember, that is in page number 90. Okay, what did you choose? Why did you choose to be a youth worker? What is the country you work and live in? Most probably, apparently, you will say, I am living in Sri Lanka. But that is not what I want here. Just you can mention the culture of your country, okay, and the simple demographic things that you know. What are the types of young people you work for? Okay, you should know the types of young people that you are intending to work for. What resources are available for you to work with young people? Can mention that if you have knowledge, maybe then if you have other promises to work, you can mention them all. Okay, let's move. Youth work practice may vary depending on two important things: the work situation, then the work focus. The work situation here means where youth workers are employed. Maybe you are employed, government, and the non-government sectors. The second important thing, while you are working in a place, okay, either it can be government or non-government, or maybe you can be an individual youth worker. What should be your work focus? Work focus. You are working focusing on what? Street work or youth centers? Okay, you see then that we have two important things here to define what the setting, work situation and work focus. Okay, these two are collectively known as what the setting. Okay, if I ask the question, can you please define your setting? Then you should be able to mention clearly the work situation, okay, where you are working. Then the second important thing, work focus. Okay, you are focusing on what? Okay, then your work is done with whom, based on what purpose. Okay, here we have given one important activity number 5.1. Maybe you can list down all the practical settings in your learning journal. Okay, anyway, then here we are going to discuss 10 different settings, okay, the commonly youth workers are engaging in. Okay, the first setting that we are going to discuss here is detached youth work. Have you heard about this? Detached youth work. This one kind of what the practical settings. Okay, easily understand the what is the detached youth work. Here I have given one example. The one form of detached youth work is street work, which involves working at beaches, shopping malls, streets, and parks. Okay, now then you can clearly identify what type of works can be included under what the detached youth work. Okay, as we have mentioned here, street work can be done in beaches, shopping malls, streets, and parks. Often you can see then the youth centers employ street workers, okay, then they will spend very little time in those settings, Okay, why they are employing them? Okay, they need the employees to approach the young people who are, okay, in the various, what the public areas, such as beaches, shopping malls, streets, and parks. What they will do, okay, they will train them, okay, then they will provide them certain programs, okay, certain agenda, then they will send them to meet the young people in these places, okay, which is called what? The detached youth work. Okay, again, what is detached youth work here? The one important point that we can mention here, you do not provide activities within the center. Within the center. Here, we don't provide what the youth work or any the learning contents within our center. Instead, you will go to various places where young people gather. Okay. Now then, the one point I should highlight here, the places where we meet the young people are not their permanent places. Okay, that means that is their temporary places. Temporary places. Okay, then you won't meet the same people in those places, which means then you cannot meet the same group, same youth group or young people, okay, in those places. Always you will see floating population who are coming to those places. Okay, when you go to that place next day, then you will find another group. Okay, just imagine you are a youth worker. Okay, we are going to talk about now the nature of street work. You are a youth worker. You are going to meet young people. Okay, here I have taken one example. You are going to meet homeless or living with friends. Okay, who do not have what? The structured house. Okay, then you are going to spend time in public places. Okay, or they spend time in public places. Okay, then those people are commonly known as street dwellers. You are going to meet young people or certain group of young people who are all homeless. Okay, they are spending their times in public places. Okay, who are commonly known as street dwellers. Okay, what you will do as a youth worker, you will build a rapport, build an amicable relationship with those young people and earn their trust or gain their trust. They should trust you. They should trust you. Then only they will agree to work with you. Okay, they will agree to receive your services. Okay, now come to the aim of this work. Since that you are going to work with homeless young people who are spending their time in public places, okay, then your aim could be, okay, bringing them from street dwellers to secured accommodation. Okay, then we are going to guide them, help them, support them to move to a secured accommodation. Secured accommodation. Okay, we should initiate a process of personal change. Okay, in this case, then you are going to change what? Their personal behavior. Okay, it can be changed through changed practice. Change practice. Always we are talking about this word, the change practice. That means, okay, it should reshape their existing habits, behaviors. Okay, then only they will be able to change their own behaviors. On behaviors. Okay, then we are promoting the personal change through change practice. Change practice. Okay, the same way cannot be applied, okay, in the street dwellers. Okay, what we are doing to the other young people. Okay, here youth workers are part of the youth development network. Since we are doing one of the major the development activities here, okay, we are becoming what? The part of the youth development network. Okay, now then we have identified the one important practical setting, that is detached youth work. Okay, then we have discussed the nature of street work as well. Okay, if you have any question, maybe you can stop me and ask. Okay, if you have any what the concerns, maybe you can discuss here. What are the possible things that you can do, okay, when you work with young people who are homeless, maybe then in the public places, okay, in a temporary places? First thing that you can do is the provide young people with information on services or issues. Why we are giving this one? The young people that we are willing to meet in the public places are detached from the public services. They are residing in those places without knowing the root causes of their issues. Okay, then first thing that we can give them is providing what? The information on services and issues. The second thing that you will do with them is you are going to help young people access services. Access services. Okay, they may not know then what are the services available around them. Okay, then you can guide them. You can help them to access those services. Then continuously, constantly, they will receive the services from those organizations. Okay, not only the organization, various other sectors. The third important thing that you can do here is you can discuss issues and concerns with young people. If they have any issues, maybe you can dig them in deep. You can discuss, okay, you can find the root causes using various tools. Okay, you can listen to their concerns as well. Then the fourth important thing that you are going to do here, you are going to support young people. In which way? Yeah, then we have to discuss them. Fifth step, build up networks among young people. Okay, then you have met a group of people in a public place. Okay, you have done what the very good relationship with them. You have provided what the information on services. You have helped them to find the services, access the services. You have discussed the issues. Okay, you have listened to their concerns. Okay, you are willing to support them. In order to do all this, okay, or the fourth step, to support, you have to build a good network with young people. Finally, maybe you can act here as an advocate, which means, okay, receiving their complaints, okay, sending those complaints to the relevant people, or you can help them to bring their concerns to concerned parties. Okay. Now we are discussing the second important what? The practical setting. That is outreach youth work. What does it mean? Here I have given you very simple what the definition to understand easily what is the outreach youth work. That means proactively connecting with individuals or communities, often vulnerable or underserved. Okay, then you are meeting communities or individuals commonly known as vulnerable or underserved. For what purposes? To provide essential support, resources, and information where they are. Okay, rather than waiting for them to come to a central location. Okay, here we don't wait until they come to your places. You are willing to approach them with what the resources and the information, okay, to the place where they are living. It can be their permanent places or the places where to which that they are regularly attending. Outreach youth work. One method of delivering youth work. Okay, we are defining the outreach youth work as one method of delivering youth work. Outreach workers may be part of mobile services or visit many different services, church groups, women's services, and government services. Okay, then you can find a group who are regularly attending toward the church activities, okay, women organizations or youth club, okay, or the government offices, and you can meet them. You can meet them. Or you can collect those young people, okay, and bring them to another place. Either it can be what? The recreational place, or maybe a field trip, okay, whatever it is. Okay, here see then the one example, nice example we have given, how then the outreach youth work can be scrutinized. Okay, this is one of the success story that we can see. Okay, that was done in 1970s. Bangladesh Rural Advancement Committee's success story. Okay, what they did, uplifting the poor through a target group development approach. What is the approach that they have used here? The target group development approach. They developed 4 core activities in order to succeed their program, in their program. The first thing that they did here, the training. The second one, rural development program. The third one, women's health and development program. The fourth one, non-formal primary education program. Mostly they targeted the young people. Under the training, what they did, they built their capacities. They provided training for income generating activities. Under the Rural Development Program, RDP, then how this program was implemented is, okay, they formed the groups, then they created what the functional education, they provided what the leadership training, and they facilitated with what the credit program. By doing all these 4 important acts or actions, okay, they try to achieve rural development program, or they design the rural development program based on these 4 important things. Okay, then by providing the training, implementing the rural development program, okay, concerning about women's health and the development program and the non-formal primary education program, okay, then we can see, okay, they have succeeded in a program which is called the uplifting the poor through a target group development approach. Okay, what are outreach and the detached youth work now? Okay, now we have learned the outreach and the detached youth work. Okay, conclusively, what we can say, outreach and detached youth work. Okay, here I have summarized. Outreach youth work is kind of what the planned activities. Planned activities. Okay, you are going to engage with young people in places they already attend. Already attend. Maybe you can visit what the churches, as I mentioned earlier, you can visit to what the mosques, okay, temples, and the various other places. Okay, youth clubs, okay, women's clubs, okay, any other recreational centers. Okay, then what you are going to do here, you are going to encourage them, okay, to participate in organized services and programs. Okay, you are going to show them, okay, these are the services available around you. Okay, you can approach them and get your services. Okay, what does it mean, the detached here? You are meeting young people in their own environments, without expecting them to access formal services. Of course, we will inform them, okay, these are the services available for them, but we don't expect them to access what the formal services. Why? Okay, we are not going to meet the same people, okay, in the public places every day. But in the outreach work, okay, we can target groups, we can approach them, okay, we can visit their places, okay, where they already in. Okay, the third form of what the practical setting here is activity-based youth work. Activity-based youth work. Activity-based youth work usually involves youth workers providing programs for young people to help them develop knowledge and skills and give them structured leisure activities. Okay, here then the what we will do, we will arrange certain programs either to develop what the young people's skills or provide them the space toward the leisure. For example, life skills programs such as personal development, recreations and sporting programs. Okay, we have seen the many young people are they are organizing what? The football and cricket matches, isn't it? Okay, then we have seen the people who are climbing them. They are what the youth workers, okay, they are owning some programs, isn't it? Okay, the personal development program. He is expert in giving what? The personal development or life skills training, okay, or career guidance. Okay, these are called what the activity-based youth work. Activity-based youth work. Now we have learned the three different things. Okay, now you can imagine then the what type of youth work do we do most? Whether it is what the outreach or what the detached or activity-based. Activity-based. Can you please write your answers and chat books? What type of work? What type of what the youth work do we do most? Most of the time, what type of work that we do? What type of work? What type of youth work? Okay, mostly I think the activity based, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, activity based youth work, activity based, activity based. Okay. Then we are not focusing on what? The holistic development of young people. Okay, we are trying to build or organize an event or what the planned activity and go to the young people and implement them. Okay, that is not the way that we should do the young youth work. Okay, I am not telling that the activity based youth work is not good, but that is not only the way that we uh, what that we should do as a youth workers. Okay, the fourth important types of what the practical settings is the vocational youth work. Vocational youth work. Vocational youth work offers programs to young people who need help in developing life and work skills. There are two main type of program, okay, in youth development or the vocational youth work. Okay, the first type of program offers vocational training. Here we are targeting the people who do not engage in any what the employment activities or labor force activities. Okay, the second type of program is a response to the recognition of rapidly changing patterns of work worldwide. Okay, as we know that the world that we are living in is what? The forever changing. Forever changing. Then the work that we do may be not suit to the context that in which that we are living in. Always we should improve whatever the things that we do. Okay. Then the vocational youth work will focus, okay, on developing what the skills, maybe the providing them what the business plan to improve their work. Okay, the major aim of vocational program can be make them a human capital resource. We are seeing what all the young people as assets. Okay, therefore then we are providing them what the vocational training. If they are employed, if they are engaging in any kind of what the economic or income generating activities, okay, we will be focusing on improving their skills. Okay, by providing these two, then we are making them a human capital resource. Okay, the fifth one, center or building based youth work. Okay, here then usually we will do our youth work based on what? One structured building. Youth centers vary from place to place and may operate full-time or part-time, offering a range of activities or single activity. You can build a place to offer range of activities or variety of activities or a single activity. For example, you are building a community center only to provide what the training, maybe a computer class. Okay, that is called the center or building based youth work. Okay, then you will advertise your work to the public, okay, based on the attractiveness of your what the flyers, maybe then your informations. then the people they approach you or access your services. Okay, when they come to your centers, definitely you will provide your services comprehensively. Okay, most are funded centers. Most are funded centers. The sixth important practical setting here is crisis intervention youth work. Okay, the many charity organizations that we can see, such as those who run what the churches and the philanthropic societies, missionaries, or international aid organization, they provide a wide range of crisis intervention services for young people. For example, the material relief, counseling services, refugees. What they provide them? Emergency accommodation. Okay, last year we met the one important tragedy, isn't it? That is what the Aditya cyclone. Cyclone. Okay, during that time, that nobody was there to take care of our young people. Young people. Okay, the policy development and social planning. The seventh important practical settings. Youth development work in a policy setting involves youth workers developing and or influencing policies that affect young people. Okay, if you are a youth worker, then you want to focus more on the policy development and social planning, that you should do what? The research. Research. Based on the research, you will come to certain conclusion. Okay, based on your conclusion, you will create what the policy papers. Policy papers. Then you can work with the people who are working what? On policy settings. In what the policy settings. Why? Okay, then when they create the policies, okay, definitely it gonna affect young people. Okay, then when they formulate any policies, then maybe you can give your suggestions based on your field experiences. Youth workers working in policy settings may work for a government or non-government organizations. Okay, definitely. Then if you are a person who is working in a policy setting, okay, you should work with government or non-government organizations. Okay, then you should do thorough research in order to come to a conclusion based on what? Your data. Social action. The eighth important practical setting is social action. Social action youth work, youth development work is mostly concerned with supporting the powerless and disadvantaged group in society. Here we are focusing more on powerless people, okay, or marginalized groups in society. The youth workers, what they will do, help young people and communities to speak out about their issues. Okay, we will work with young people, then we will make them aware. Okay, we will encourage them to speak out about the issues. We will inform them how they can achieve their targets. Okay, we will give them information regarding their rights, how they can win their rights as well. Healthcare, that is another setting. Here we don't play the role of doctor. We are not going to give what? The medicine or the medical advices. What we will do, if we have found a group of people then who are suffering from any kind of diseases, okay, especially what the uh, reproductive health and all, okay, we will work with them, we will inform them, okay, or we will support them how they can get rid of from rid of what? The illness that they are facing rather than cure. Okay, we will support them how they can approach what the healthcare facilities. Okay, we will inform them, okay, how they can talk to doctors, okay, and so on. Okay, the government. In a government practice setting, youth development work can occur at different levels of government. Maybe either it can be what the national, regional, and the local level. For example, under the government, you may have seen this one, the Child Care Protection, Child Protection Authority, isn't it? Under the child protection work, they are doing many things. They are providing what the substitute care, foster care, direct residential care, family counseling. Okay, if you visit any divisional secretariat, you will find one what the child care protection officer, protection officer. Okay, then if you know that these are the facilities available in the government, maybe you can uh, improve your skills to work with them. Okay, now we have discussed range of what the settings, work settings for youth development work and how those settings affect what the practice. Okay, let me share my second presentation. Okay, youth development work models and approaches. Youth development work models and approaches. What does it mean? Youth development work models and approaches. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have theories as well as what the concepts, models, and approaches. Okay, the models are different from the theories. Okay, theories comprehensively will inform you then how the problems arise. Okay, and it will talk about the components of what the problem. Okay, what are the possible things that we can do to overcome those challenges. Okay, the models are very simple form that will guide practitioners. Okay, therefore, then you won't see any complex things in the models. When you read models, okay, you will see that tells you something to practice in the field. Okay, let's see. After learning this session, you should be able to explain models of youth development work. The second important thing, analyze the distinctive features of the youth models of youth development work. Should be able to describe the types of youth development practices influenced by the models. Explain the advantages and the disadvantages of the model in youth development work. Okay, I have created, I think maybe there's some questions based on the models. Okay, for your presentation. Okay, I have given the treatment model and the reform model, and the one question is there which is regarding what the community development. Okay, anyway, then you will find the answers, or maybe then you will find a structure to complete your oral test. Yesterday, I did a presentation on how we can do or give an effective presentation. Okay, I don't know then how many of you attended. Anyway, then I will share my slides with you all. I will upload. Okay, under additional learning resources. Okay, the term model, what does it mean? Models provide, as I mentioned, oh, yes.
I think say the previous slides is still showing the display, sir.
Sorry. Now you can see.
Yes, sir. Then okay.
Okay, thank you for informing me. Okay, youth development work, models and approaches. We are talking about what the models and approaches. Actually, you need this presentation to complete your second CA. Second CA. Okay, these are the learning outcomes. Already I have discussed. Okay, now we are discussing the term model. Term model. What does it mean? Okay, here I have given one simple idea to understand what the model means. Models provide what the guidance and direction to the practitioners. We all are practitioners, isn't it? Okay, when you read a model, then you will find something is there. Something is there to guide you or direct you. Whereas theories provide frameworks for understanding phenomena and situation. Okay, without reading the theories, it's very difficult to understand the problem. It is difficult to understand the problem. Actually, then we have extracted the components from the theories to formulate what? The models. Models. Okay, then the theories and the models are. Okay, both are important. Okay, if you can't understand the models, directly you should go to the theory and get more knowledge about that. Okay, anyway, then I will tell you then the how these what the theories or the models have been formulated based on some important theoretical perspectives. Okay, here I have given you the basic differences between what the model and the theory. Okay, you see the provide guidelines for action and intervention. The model, it will provide you what? The guidelines for action and intervention. Okay, it will be kind of what the blueprint for action, where you will find the detailed description for your action. For an example, suggest way to help youth who engage in deviant behavior. Okay, deviant behavior. I will discuss with you what does it mean, the deviant behavior. Or illustrate how these theories can lead to specific action. Okay, once you come to the theory part, the theory will provide tools for thinking about a problem on it. Okay, it will give you what the detailed explanation regarding a situation. For an example, there are theories which provide explanation about the causes of youth deviance. You see, the causes of youth deviance. Based on this explanation, when we create a model, okay, here we will give what? The ways to help youth who engage in deviant behavior. Here we will not talk about what the causes of youth deviance, but we will provide the ways to get rid of that. Okay, here see I have given another example, theory of behaviorism. Okay, based on this theory, then we have formulated, you will find another model, okay, which is called the behavioral model in youth development work. Okay, now we can clearly see the one thing, that is then the models are extracted from what the theories. Then the theories and the models are go together. Okay, here I have mentioned one important argument, that is the need of combined model. Need of combined model. Okay, why we are saying that? There is no single or conclusive model for youth development work. Here we are going to talk about what the four different models. Though we learn those two or four different models, We cannot conclusively say, okay, this is the model suit to your community. Maybe we can take some parts from that model and something from the another model, and we can create another model that may suit to our context. Okay, then components from various models are consolidated into a single model. Okay, that option is there. That option is there. Okay, what we will do then, we will study our society. Okay, just remember the one question that I gave you at the very beginning. Okay, where we are living in, isn't it? What country that you are living in? Okay, then when you study your context, you will feel that these parts cannot be implemented. Then what you will do, you will take some points from that model, and you will take some other points from the another model, and you can gather them all, okay, put them all together and create another model to work with young people. Here we are talking about 4 important models, okay, which were given by the White and Cooper in 1994 in Australia. Okay, actually then these models have been created based on different political values, ideologies, skills, and practical approaches. Approaches. We believe that at least if we can implement these models in our work, okay, that would be good. That'd be good. Okay, these are the 4 different models of intervention. The first model that we are going to talk here, the treatment model and reform model. I will not discuss that one today. The advocacy model and conscientization model. Okay, the basically functions of models. Okay, we can give the 2 important functions that the models play. The first thing, the models will guide what the practices. The second important thing, it will help understand the possible ways in which you can engage in youth work. Okay, that means the youth work with young people. Young people. It will guide us, and also it will help us to find the possible way in which that we can engage in youth development work. Okay, before I move to what the reform model, just I want to share with you one important thing, that is informing what the mere concept of society, I think you may have discussed this one in the society and culture. Anyway, then I am discussing this concept again in order to understand the models clearly. Okay. Then when you learn about the society only, you can understand then why then the theoretical perspectives have been given. Based on those theoretical perspectives, okay, then how then these models have been created or formulated. Okay, the first important thing that I should highlight here, which is regarding what the society, human beings are social beings. We call them as what the social animals. Okay, if we want to elaborate more, that we live together in societies and communities. Okay, we talk to each other, we laugh and cry together, we love and sometimes hate each other. Okay, that means then that we are social being, we are interacting with people, we are living together, laughing, enjoying, isn't it? Okay, We are doing everything. Okay, what I do here and also what you do affects others. Affects others. Can we stop for 2 to 3 minutes? The adhan is called. That is the calling for prayer. Okay. Please, Okay, we are talking about what the concept of society. Okay, human beings are social beings. Okay, we interact with each other and so develop what the social relationship. Social relationship. Okay, by interacting with others, we change ourselves and also we change them at the same time. Okay, at the same time, we are changing others. We are changing others. Okay, now the one important thing that you should know, the based on this concept, they wanted to, or the social scientists, they wanted to formulate then how then the people are interacting, how people are interacting. Okay, before move toward these theoretical perspectives, okay, maybe I can tell you another important thing. That is, then the how in these theoretical perspectives, the approaches were formulated. Okay, then you may heard about what the enlightenment, isn't it? Okay, that occurred in the late maybe the 14th and the 15th century. Okay, anyway, then the people started to believe in what the reasons. Okay, then the social scientists, then what they did, they were trying to give what the scientific explanation to the things which occurred in the society, especially the social changes. Social changes. Okay, anyway, in 1980s, okay, after the Industrial Revolution, okay, then the society, okay, has undergone what the rapid changes. Rapid changes. For an example, okay, those who were doing what the farming, they gave up their traditional farmings and migrated to the cities, okay, where they found what the income generating activities. Okay, then the employment were more and more created in the cities. Okay, then the traditional farming were given up by the people and those people migrated from rural area to what the urban areas. Okay, now we can see the some consequences of this action. For an example, earlier they were owning what the paddy fields. Okay, now they became as what the employees to someone, or they became slaves. They became slaves. Okay, at the same time, when they migrated from the rural to urban or areas, due to what the sudden influx of this migration, okay, it created another problem in the cities. That is what? The overcrowding. Due to this fact, they had to face what? The many health challenges. Okay, and also what? The crime rate was increased. Crime rate was increased. Then the social scientists, they wanted to give what the scientific explanations, okay, to the problem that the people faced. Okay, as a result, okay, we can see the three different approaches to the study of what the society, to the study of society. The first important approach is the functionalist approach. Functionalist approach. According to the functionalist view, society too has various parts. This functionalist approach what approach the society as a human body, or define or explain the society as a human body. Okay, just imagine, okay, in our body we have various parts, various parts. Okay, and each part performs what the specific action. Also interrelated is functioning as an interrelated interrelated functions as well. Okay, then which help to maintain our body health, Okay, according to the functionalist view, society too has various parts, For example, then in the society we have what the families, the organizations, the working class, okay, employees, isn't it? Women and the men, okay, children, adults, and all the people, isn't it? Then we can see the various parts in the society which perform specific but interrelated functions. Okay, while they are performing some specific task, okay, also they are interrelated. They are performing what? Interrelated functions as well. Okay, why then those interrelated functions are important? Why they are playing what? The specific roles? Okay, that will help to maintain the social order. You see, another important thing that functionalist says to maintain the society, okay, to maintain the society as a society must eliminate dysfunctional behavioral patterns. Dysfunctional. Okay. Always in the functionalists they will talk about what the dysfunctional. The matter of what? The dysfunctional. The functional is the functional. Dysfunction. Already we know that, isn't it? Dysfunction means it's not working. Or the malfunctioning. Okay, that is totally opposite to the normal or regular function. Okay, then we should remove the dysfunctional behaviors, okay, or behavioral patterns, okay, from the society in order to maintain the functions of the society. Okay, society should ensure what? Its various tools that they are maintaining what the equilibrium. Society will use its various tools to try to restore what? The equilibrium. Okay, society can use the various method to restore what? The social stability. Equilibrium here means the social stability. Okay, if you want to clarify more, that is an evenly balanced order in which all the parts of society are in harmony. Okay, the functionalist view, or maybe then the approach, talks about what the individual's actions, the behaviors. Okay, when it becomes as what the dysfunctional, okay, it should be eliminated. Okay, then the society can use the various tools. Maybe they can remove them. Okay, they can find the way to what? The develop their or the correct their behaviors in order to maintain what? The social stability. When they maintain the social stability only, okay, then they can see what the harmonious life or the harmonious society. Okay, yes, see. The conflict theory. This is the second important theoretical approach, the conflict theorists stress that the social order is only on the surface, the social order. That underneath there are deep conflicts of interest among the various social groups. Social groups here means maybe then the workers group, okay, employers group, isn't it? The have group and the have not group, okay, upper class, lower class, okay, different castes. Okay, though we can see the social order in the society, at the same time we can see some conflicts under what this structure. Okay, this suppressed conflict is what leads to social change and development. According to the conflict theory, they are saying that the always in this conflict between the groups will lead to what? The social change and the development. Okay, they will create another system, okay, that will be what? Eternal system that will create what? The harmonious life. Okay, the third important approach, interactionist perspective, interactionist approach. Approach attempts to arrive at an understanding of how society works and how it develops the larger structures by examining the process by which the small group of people interact with each other. Okay, yes, in the third approach talks about what the small group. Okay, according to the functionalist view, okay, it talks about what the individuals. Okay, the conflict theory talks about what? The larger groups. Okay, the larger groups. Okay, this approach talks about, or interactionist approach talks about what? The small group. Small groups of individuals who are really the actors who construct society. For an example, then the family can be a small what? The institution. Okay, that can construct what? The society, school community. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we have discussed the three different approaches. Just keep these three in your mind. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, then all these the models have been extracted from these approaches, or then all these four models have been created based on these three approaches. Okay, we will look at what each model says, okay, based on the six important components. Okay, when we discuss a model, okay, we will discuss then the how in this model explains what the problems and issues facing young people. Then we will see then the how this model sees the world and society we live in, and how it informs us the values, okay, that shape the way youth workers work with young people. Then how it describes the strategies and the interventions, okay, to work with young people. Then it will inform us the skills that we possess, okay, when we implement that model. Then it will talk about the overall role of the youth worker. Okay, these are the six things that we should know when we read a model. When we read a model, it will inform us, okay, then the problems and the issues that young people are facing, and it will describe the context, okay, in which then the people are living in. Then the values that the society should possess or implement, and also as a youth workers, what values that we should carry. Then it will guide us how we can work with the young people. Okay, it will give us the strategies. Okay, then it will inform us the possible skills or the skills that we need to implement that and overall role of the youth worker. Okay, the models and approaches you use in youth work will vary depending on, as I mentioned earlier, the organization you work for, the country you live and work in, and the young people you work with. Okay, and also the resources available for you to work. Okay, then we cannot implement all the models. Why? Sometimes we may not have what the enough resources to implement them. Okay, just remember again one thing that I mentioned at the very beginning, that is, there is no one right way to practice youth development work. Okay, you can incorporate various components of what from the various models. You can create one suitable model that suit to your community and context. You will be constantly assessing situations and adjusting your intervention strategies based on your assessment. You have a room to assess your society and adjust your intervention strategies. Okay, for example, okay, then if you want to use different languages and the what language that you want to use, okay, what food that you want to provide them, what time that you want to select to work with young people, all are under your control. Okay, why? Then you know best about your community, about your community. Since then you have done the assessment the situation, about the situation. Okay, we will talk about the treatment model first. Okay, the treatment model as well as the reform model that I will not discuss today are based on the functionalist view of society. Functionalist view of society. Okay, now then you can understand then the what type of work that this model going to inform you. Okay, it will talk about what the individual's behavior. It emphasizes social order rather than social change. Who is talking about the social change? Who is talking about the social order? Okay, the functionalist, they are talking about what the social order and social stability, but the conflict theorist or conflict approach or theory, it talks about what the social change. Social change. Okay, it defends the notion that the cause for problematic behavior lies with the individuals. Okay, the notion that the cause for problematic behavior. If you see any deviant behavior, okay, the issues or the different behaviors, okay, among the people, okay, that because of what the individuals, that because of what the individuals. Okay, if you see any problems, the common problems in the society, okay, they will end up with what the one important conclusion that okay, that because of these individuals, okay, they won't blame what the common social structure. Okay, then how they are defining the social issues and the problems. Okay, in the treatment model, young people who do not conform are seen as a threat to the stability of society. Stability of society. Okay, the young people who are not following what? The society's rules, okay, or rules of society, okay, they are seen as a threat. to the stability of society. Okay, we were talking about the social stability, isn't it? Okay, if they are not following what the rules of society, okay, they are what? Try to damage the stability of society. The disobedience was seen as a threat to the social order. Disobedience, obedience, and disobedience. Okay? Social order, not as an indicator of the need to change the social framework. Okay? Social framework. Okay, for an example, then we all are following different faiths, isn't it? Okay, then according to our faith, then we have to follow certain rules. Okay, certain rules. If we do not follow those rules, then we are breaking the system, isn't it? The religious system. Religious system. Young people who choose not to conform to the rules of society are considered to fall into one of the three categories. Okay, they have informed here, they are explaining how the problems and the issues. Okay, people who do not conform to the society, they are breaking what the stability of the society. Disobedience uh, are seen as a threat to social order, not as an indicator of the need to change the social framework. Okay, that is not the indication that we need to consider to change what the social framework. Okay, that is a direct threat to what the social order. Okay, now they are explaining the young people who are not conforming to the rules, okay, under three important categories: deviant, mad, and deficient. Okay, deviant here means the antisocial young people who are not totally following the rules of the society. Okay, what we should do here, okay, they need what the treatment. How we are going to do the treatment? By being controlled and or temporarily removed from society. Temporarily removed from the society. Okay, we should control them or we should temporarily, okay, temporarily uh, remove from what? The society. From society. Mad. Young people who are mentally incapable of conforming to society's rules are thought of as needing treatment again to help them become normal, productive members of society. Okay, this group is better than the previous one. Previous one. Okay, we don't remove them from the society, but we will give them or we will treat them or we will help them become normal. Okay, and productive members of society. Deficient. Young people who do not have the knowledge and skills to conduct themselves properly in society. Okay, they don't have knowledge to conform to what the society's rules. Okay, and they require what the treatment again and education. Okay, so that they do not pose a threat to society. When they receive what the treatment and education, okay, since they are what not conforming to what the societal or so society's rules because of what the lack of knowledge, okay, then they won't be threat to society. Threat to society. Okay, according to functionalist view, okay, it informs us those who are not conforming to what the society's rule can be categorized under three different categories: deviant, mad, deficient. Okay, again, I am telling to you one thing, that the functionalist view that it describes the problem and the issues as an individual issue, as an individual issue. Okay, then the individual issue will be a threat to what the social order and the social stability. Okay, a consensus, a general agreement, view of society. Okay, social problems are result of one or more of the following. Okay, these are the possible reasons for what the social problems. The first one, lack of cohesion and community spirit. If we don't have what the very good, what the cohesive relationship and community spirit, it may cause to what the social problems. Okay. Then the second important thing, inadequate, inappropriate, or uncoordinated services. Okay, if you see then the fragmented services in the community, it may also lead to what the social problems. Okay, if you find the lack of facilities and the services in the society, okay, definitely then the people gonna fall into what deviant behaviors. Individual weaknesses and the problems. Okay, individual weaknesses and the problems also may lead to what the social problems. Okay, according to this view, members must be treated or removed from society when they do not conform to society's rule. Okay, conclusively, what they say, if we find anyone who are not conforming to society's rule, okay, they should be removed from the society. Okay, what we can do within we can bring them to another place or another maybe then the closed place and train them, okay, until they aware, okay, that they are doing is wrong. Okay, they should comply or conform to society's rule. Okay, then we can bring them to the society. Okay, then they won't damage to what? The social stability. Okay, the values. Okay, they are informing us again the values that we should what? The comply or follow. The people have to conform to society's rule for the common good. Okay, that is not only for our own benefit, okay, but also for the common good. Society is naturally based on competition, and those who work the hardest make the greatest gains. Okay, these are some values that this model informs us. Competition stimulates people to improve. Okay, they are talking about the family as well. The family is the most useful unit in society. Okay, the head of the family is normally the father. Okay, he can take any decision in the family according to this model. While society can be adjusted, it does not need changing. Okay, this is important thing. Okay, why then this model is not talking about what the social change. Instead, individuals should change to fit into society. Okay, we should change our behavior to fit into society. Okay, they usually don't blame what? The society. Blame what? Society. Okay, people must work to improve themselves. People must work to improve themselves. Okay, interventions. What are the possible things that we can do? The first, providing discipline for young people and providing them with clear messages about expected standards of behavior. Okay, these are the things that we expect, okay, that you should follow in order to maintain the social order and the social stability. Okay, we can inform them the importance of conformity, that is understanding and obeying social norms. Then we can tell them the consequences of not conforming, okay, understanding and obeying social norms. Then what else we can do? Imposing rules on young people's behavior. Okay, why? then we are going to maintain what? The social order. Okay. Okay. In order to do this one, what are the skills that we possess? Okay. As a youth worker, we should have. Youth workers need the following skills. Okay. The first one, controlling young people with empathy. Okay. Just we cannot bring what they can and hit them and control. Okay, we should be able to implement what the empathy, the concept of empathy. We should be able to listen to them, identify their needs, aspirations, okay, and work accordingly. The second important thing, demonstrating high standards of personal conduct. Personal conduct. Okay, then we should be able to what? Show. These are the good, what the personal conduct. We can be a role model to young people. The third one, planning and designing programs. We should be able to plan and design what the program, establishing and setting what the rules and limits. Okay. Then we have what the idea, then how we can what the create the ground rules, presentation skills, and counseling, group or team building skills. Okay, if you don't have, okay, if we don't have, okay, at least these skills, and it's very difficult to implement what? The treatment model. Okay, we will talk about advocacy model. Advocacy model. Session number 7. Okay, I skipped what the reform model, okay, which is very similar to what the treatment model, but there are some small differences. There are some small differences, but then these two the models have been created based on what the functionalist perspective. Functionalist perspective. Okay, the advocacy model based on either pluralist or conflict view of society. Okay, and we have two different views again, okay, of society. The one is conflict view and pluralist view. Pluralist view. Okay, that one we didn't discuss. Okay, anyway, then the conflict view of society, which is very what the lean to what the conflict view of society. Both pluralist and conflict views of society accept that disadvantage for some groups, disadvantage for some groups of people is brought about through the inequitable distribution of power and resources. Power and the resources. Okay. However, then the both of these what the views commonly agree on one thing or with one thing, that disadvantage for some groups of people is brought about through the inequitable distribution of power and the resources. Okay, if you see, then the resources are divided among the groups, okay, in what? Inequitably, which may not in the equally, that may lead to what? The conflict. That may lead to what? The conflict. Okay, if you see the power relationship, the between the different power relationship, okay, those who are implementing the power and those who are under them, or the people who are working under the people who are in the most what? With more power, okay. This occurs because in the struggle for social resources, some groups are more powerful than the others. Okay, when the resources are scarce, okay, lack of resources, okay, less resources, okay, there will be a struggle. There will be a struggle. Okay, those who have more power, they will try to fulfill their needs, fulfill their needs. Okay, when they try to get those resources, okay, then then the struggle or the conflict will arise. Conflict will arise. Okay, those who are in the power, okay, they will try to get what the privileges, okay, or they are getting those power because of their privileges. In order to create the privileges, they will formulate some stories behind them, some stories behind them. For example, what? The politicians, okay, when they spell, or when we spell their name, okay, then the automatically some privilege goes to them, goes to them. Okay, then by keeping that privilege, they are implementing what? The power towards many. Okay, anyway, then the one common thing that we can see in the conflict and the pluralist view of society is, okay, the disadvantages that may cause what? The conflict, that may cause conflict. Okay, and also then these two views are talking about what? Uh, unequal distribution of power and the resources. Okay, then the certain group, it tries to achieve some resources using their power, okay, over others. Then how it describes the issues and the problems again. The advocacy model of youth development work sees that many of young people's problems are a result of their social rights not being respected. Okay, social rights not being respected. Result of their rights not being respected. They have some social rights, but which are not being respected. Because why? Young people are not fully aware of their rights. Okay, they don't know about their rights and do not have the skills to use them. Do not have the skills to use them. Though they know that, they know their rights, they do not have the skills to use those rights. Or society has failed to protect their rights. Okay, here then we can see the three different important scenarios. Okay, then the first important thing, social rights, okay, that the young people they have are not recognized well, because there are three important reasons. The first one, they are not fully aware of their rights. The second thing, though they know their rights, they don't have the skills to use them. The third important reason, that is, the society has failed to protect their rights. Protect their rights. Okay, anyway, then the advocacy model describes the issues that the young people are facing because of what? Their social rights. Okay, which has not been recognized well. Not been recognized well. Okay, the view of society. How then this model views the society? The advocacy model sees society as unjust. Unjust. Why? Society has failed to protect their rights. The laws and the system of society are designed to operate for the benefit of the elite social group. Okay, why they are telling the society is unjust? Okay, most of the laws, or the laws and the systems of society are designed to cater or to satisfy what? The elite group. elite social group. The laws and systems of society are complex, bureaucratic, okay, very complex and bureaucratic, not easy to understand, which leads to some social groups having little or no access to the system of rights the law entitles them to. Okay, we have some rights, but it's very difficult to access them. Why? Which is very complex and bureaucratic. Okay, if you want to achieve your rights in certain places, you have to pass various other people. Sometimes they may ask what the bribes as well. Okay, then the highly bureaucratic society, okay, in a very highly bureaucratic society, it's very difficult to achieve our what? The social rights. And also, if it is more complex, it's very difficult to identify then which one should be done first, which one should be done second, then how we can achieve our target. Okay, then this model sees that the society, okay, as unjust. Why? It designing everything to satisfy what the elite group. The second thing, the laws and the system that has created is very complex and bureaucratic. Okay, it doesn't allow the young people to achieve access to the system of rights and the law. Okay, that they are entitled. Values. Okay, it talks about the values in this way. The values that underlie the advocacy model of youth development work include then equal opportunities for all groups and people. Okay, then the society should ensure the equal opportunities for all groups and the people, equal distribution of benefits for all people. Bureaucracies are to be accountable to the public. Okay, it shouldn't oppress the public. And removal of biases. Okay, it shouldn't treat what the elite, okay, in a way, and also then the other people in a different way that disadvantage some groups and advantage others. Okay, here see, then it talks about again the power relationship. Okay, then the equal outcomes for all groups and people. Okay, always it talks about what the equality and the inequality. Equality and the inequality. Power and another thing, the resources. Power and the resources. Access the rights. Okay, then the interventions. What are the things that we can do when we implement this model? The interventions that a youth worker can use in an advocacy model for young people include, okay, we can provide welfare rights, advices, and support. Okay, providing legal aid support, providing casework and counseling services, providing general advice and support on issues such as employment, education, training, housing, so on. Okay, designing and developing education and training programs that help young people develop work skills and life skills such as job search and interview skills. And then when you do these things, then you can achieve the goal of what this advocacy model. Or maybe then you can what overcome the challenges that young people are facing in terms of what the social rights. The skills youth worker needs to implement advocacy model. Okay, these are the skills that we need to implement, okay, what we are intending to do, or when we work with young people, when we implement again the advocacy model. The ability to use the legal and bureaucratic system, use legal and bureaucratic system. We should know them. Okay, how then the bureaucratic system operates. Okay, what are the legal way that we can use to achieve them. Networking with bureaucracies. Okay, the people who are in the various, what the levels, casework, casework skills. Okay, we should be able to describe the situation well. Okay, then the history that they have gone through. Combining skills. Okay, we should be able to convey the message clearly. Media skills. Okay, we should be able to transmit the message properly through proper channel. Motivational skills. Okay, and the negotiation skills. Okay, we should be able to negotiate with various people based on what we have learned, okay, in the system. Otherwise, then they will sabotage you, isn't it? Okay, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, these are the some advantages and the disadvantages that we can see here. The main advantage of the advocacy model is that it empowers individuals and groups who are normally disempowered. Okay, then when we implement the advocacy model in a society who are disempowered, marginalized, okay, underserved, definitely it will empower them. It will empower them. Okay, then it will give them the clear picture about their social rights. Okay, in which way that they can access the services or the rights they are entitled. They are entitled. Disadvantages. It can make people dependent on the advocates rather than empowering them to take charge of their own lives. Okay, another disadvantage is there. That is, then when we work with young people in what? In their rights. Okay, that they don't know very well. Okay, what they will try to do then. Okay, they will try to depend on the advocates. Okay, maybe then depend on the youth workers to fulfill their needs. Okay, rather than doing something by themselves to change their own lives, to change their own life, or take charge of their own lives, to charge their own lives. As a youth workers, always we shouldn't develop them. Okay, we should help them help themselves. Okay, we should empower them, okay, to take charge of their own lives. Okay, they are the people, they know best about their lives and create what the plans. Okay, okay, they know then in which way that they should improve their lives and move forward. Okay, here we are facilitating. Okay, you can work as what the advocates, but you shouldn't replace what them. You shouldn't replace them. You should show the ways and how they can achieve their target. Okay, gain their social rights. Okay, anyway, then I didn't discuss about what the advantages and the disadvantages of what the treatment model. Okay, intentionally I have skipped some topics, okay, here and there, but you should know then how you should organize your what the topics, or how you should read a model. Okay, then when you learn the model, then you should be able to identify then how it describes what the problem and the issues. Okay, and how it describes the society. Okay, and also the values. Okay, that the society should uh, what implement, and also the as a youth workers that we should follow. Okay, and the interventions or strategies that it suggests. Okay, and the skills that we possess. to implement that model and also our main or major role. Okay, I have another simple one. Let me check. This is the last. Do you have any doubts? Please, maybe you can ask. If you have any doubt about your presentation, maybe you can ask. Okay, I'm happy to share something with you. Okay, yesterday I did one presentation. I think maybe then you should have attended. Okay, if you haven't attended to that session, that the learner support session, maybe then I can give you my presentation. I can give you my presentation. Okay, this is the last one that I wanted to share with you. That is on, yeah, this one. Consentizational model. Consentization model. Okay, the session number 9. Okay, what is consentization model? Advantages and disadvantages, values and skills, and interventions. Okay, just maybe you can read this one. Maybe then I will discuss this one in the next session. Since then I didn't discuss this one in the physical class that I did in Colombo. Okay, I don't know about the other centers in the Anuradhapura and the Betty Club. Okay, when I talked to them, they said then they have completed until session number 12. Okay, which was not possible for me because when I was talking maybe then too much. Okay, anyway, then we need to take more time to inform you something, isn't it? Interact with you all. Okay, in the next session, maybe then I will share what this topic, and also then I have another two important presentations. Two important presentations. Okay, the one is regarding this one, the working with individuals and communities. Okay, this is one of my favorite topics. Okay, then I will present something which will be beneficial for you. Okay, then I have another important session which is related to what the some practical things. Okay, the structured group activities. Okay, then I will present you that as well. Okay, please, if you have time, please participate. Okay, anyway, then I will upload until session number 12 into OULMS, but I will do the session number 9, 10, 11, 12 in the next session. Okay, in the last session, I will do what? The structured group activities and social change. Okay, and also the revision. And I will guide you uh, how to get ready for your final examination. Since then, I am going to what? Set your paper. Set your paper. I have received all your CBT papers. I am going to mark them all in the weekends. Okay, next, maybe then this week and the next week. And I will